Good morning. It is another gorgeous day in South Louisiana. Guys, for me, I'm going to be turning 50 years old on, never when I was in my 20s, 30s, did I ever think I was going to get to the age of 50 years old. Crazy enough. Anyway, I was in education for 20 years. I got into real estate. It'll be 6 years in February. And it feels literally like just yesterday I hopped into real estate. When I got into education, I really believed that that's the career that I was going to die in. I loved everything about education. I knew nothing different. I surely would not have ever seen myself in sales at all. But I was getting to the end of getting to close to about 20 years in education, and I had quickly moved up the ranks from teacher to administrator to supervisor. And I was, at the point in my career where I just remember thinking, no matter how hard I work and how good of a job I do, I will eventually cap out at a certain rate. And it didn't matter. It just didn't matter how hard I worked. So I knew and I saw I was surrounded by lots and lots and lots of people when I got to the school board office. Now, not in the schools, because Lord, in the schools, those people are the hardest working people you will ever meet. Teachers, principals, cafeteria workers, paraprofessionals, those people work their asses off day in and day out. Sadly, when the higher you move up the ranks, I find, this is what I found way back when I was in the school board, it's a different breed of people there now, but when I was there, I was surrounded by lots and lots and lots of older people, way older than me, who were biding their time, working as little as humanly possible in any given day, and getting the same paycheck. Well, actually, a lot of them were retired, who were doubling their salaries every month and making a ton of money, and doing as little bit of work as possible to get through the day, right? And that was a sad reality, and it's when I became kind of at a point in my life where I said, you know what, life is too short. I need to move into a career where the sky is the limit, and there will be no cap on the amount of money that I can make, and every day will look different. I am the kind of person that was always up for a challenge, up for a different kind of day every day, and I didn't like monotony. And so real estate for me has been an amazing whirlwind. So if you are in a career or a job or a situation where you feel like you've capped out, and you would like to be in an area where the sky is the limit on the amount of money that you can make, but that's not the reason to go into any career in any job. I have a 18-year-old son and a 22-year-old son right now, and I've told them their whole lives, it is not about money. Money will follow if you do a good job for people, but you have to go into a career because you're genuinely wanting to do good for people. So if you're in a position right now that you don't like and you're thinking about getting into real estate, this is the advice I would have for you. Number one, do you genuinely love meeting new people? Love putting yourself in new situations? Love helping people? This is a people business. You've been to, how about going buy a car or something, and you just feel like that salesperson is not really there to help you per se. They're there to make a deal and make a sale. That is not what real estate is about. Real estate is about doing the best thing that's in the best interest of the clients that you're serving. Okay? So if you're thinking about getting into real estate simply because you believe there's a lot of money to be made in it, listen, there is a lot of money to be made in it. There absolutely is a lot of money to be made in it. The market is saturated with lots and lots and lots of realtors. In Acadiana alone, last time I checked the numbers, there was over 1,200. That's just in Acadiana. Okay, so I don't even know the number in Louisiana, and every day people are taking their tests, getting certified, but every day people are quitting because they realize that it's hard work. It's very hard work. And listen, there's lots of people doing it half-ass, doing it part-time, doing it for the wrong reasons. And so there are those people in any career. But number one, if you're thinking about getting into real estate, do you love people? Do you love helping people? Are people going to be your number one concern? All right? And if you say, yes, I love dealing with people, I genuinely believe the vast majority of people are good. The vast majority of people mean well, and are great people. And listen, I have had the opportunity to work with probably now close to 1,000 different people in the last close to 6 years, closing close to 450 transactions. So I bust my butt to do what's best for people. Number two, do you love solving problems? Because real estate, buying and selling real estate and helping people buy and sell real estate is one problem after another. And the most important thing to do is know that the more proactive you are at problem solving and heading on problems before they even occur, the better you will be at any career, but especially in real estate. Okay, so number one, do you love people? Do you love dealing with people? Do you believe that most people are good? Number two, do you love solving problems? And do you see them as a challenge? Do you see them as something that can be solved? Not something that's going to stop you dead in your tracks. Because listen, with every problem, there is a lesson to be learned in every single problem, and there's a solution to every single problem. And there's not a clear-cut plan to solve any of those problems. Every time there's a problem in real estate, if you ask 5 different people how they would solve it, you're going to get 5 different answers because it's very, very, very subjective. Okay? So if you're thinking about getting into real estate, number one, do you love people? Number two, do you enjoy solving problems? Do you enjoy a challenge? Because it's very challenging. And number three, are you self-motivated? There is no one ever that is waking me up in the morning and saying, get dressed and go to work. Ever, ever, ever. And listen, I know plenty of realtors who are lounging around right now, who are watching Netflix on the couch, who are probably, some of them, still in bed. And guess what? They're the first ones to complain that they don't have any business. Okay? So number three, are you self-motivated? Are you going to get yourself out of bed every day and get yourself to work and get yourself out and about in the community and getting business, right? So if you're thinking about getting into real estate, number one, the reason is not to get in it for money. If you do what's right by people, the money will follow, all right? So if you're thinking about getting into real estate, number one, do you love people? Do you believe that all people are genuinely good? Number two, do you like solving problems and do you look forward to a challenge? Are you very proactive? Number three, are you self-motivated? Because no one is waking you up in the morning and saying, get to work. No one. No one is going to make you do the job. Okay? So, I absolutely love people. I believe genuinely that the vast majority of people are good and are good humans. Number two, I love solving problems. I'm very proactive. And listen, at the beginning when I was new in real estate, I did a whole lot of faking it. A whole lot of faking that I knew what I was doing, but I was also great at asking questions, and surrounding myself with realtors who I knew were closing lots and lots and lots of transactions. Not realtors that look busy on the surface, but realtors who are closing lots of deals. So if I had a question about something, if I wasn't sure how to do something, I would call them, I would text them, I would ask their opinion, and then I would form my own situational solution to whatever the problem would be. All right? And number three, Someone told me this when I first got into real estate, and it was one of the smartest things that she ever could have said to me. Because no one is coming to wake you up and send you to work in the morning, you must get up every day, put on your face, fix your hair, get dressed for the day, and go out and look professional. And on days that you don't have real estate business, you go out and you visit with people, and you get out into the community, and you do good for people. And then when that happens, you will become more and more and more successful. Listen, my very first year in real estate, I passed my test in March of 2019. I listed my first house in May of 2019. I didn't close my first deal until June of 2019. I made $22,000 that first year, but I spent $24,000 on marketing and advertising and getting my name out there, because most people thought I was still a teacher. And so my first year in real estate, I grossed I netted negative $2,000. Negative $2,000. Listen, we lived on credit cards. My kids did not have a Christmas. We were poor. We could barely afford our bills. But I knew this about myself, that I was going to become successful. And the next year, let me think how much I made. Close to $80,000 the second year in real estate. Now that was gross. Of course, I had plenty of expenses, so net was probably about 50-ish. But still, every single year has gotten better because I've done what's good by people. So if you're in a situation that you are not happy in, remember this: you get one life. That's all you get. One little life is all you get. So why not make it a great life? For me, when I got into real estate, I remember telling my husband, I'm going to give it all I've got. This is me. I'm not dipping a toe in it. I'm not doing it half-assed. If I decide to do something, I'm going all in, 1,000,000%, both feet forward. And if for some reason I don't love it, then I'm going to try something else, right? So that's what I did. I went all in. I gave it 1,000,000%. And thank God, first class, I remember signing up the course that absolutely nothing. All I ever knew was education. And it was completely new to me. It was completely different, but it was so interesting. It was so exciting. And thank God I fell in love with it. So I have fallen in love with it. But what I think a lot of people think is that it's quick, easy money. Listen, it's not quick, easy money. And if you think getting into real estate is going to be quick, easy money, that is absolutely not a reason to get into real estate. A reason to get into real estate is because you absolutely love dealing with people. You love helping people. You love solving problems, and you're self-motivated. Now listen, if you say to yourself, okay, I love people, I'm great at solving problems, but I don't know if I can get myself up in the morning. Listen, I listened to Mel Robbins about, 7 or 8 years ago, and she said this, and this is the trick, and this is what's helped me, that in the morning when the alarm clock goes off, pretend like you are a rocket ship and you're counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you get out of bed. That's what you do. A lot of people snooze it, or they turn it off and they snooze it and snooze it and snooze it. That's not the way to do it. When the alarm goes off, you pretend like you're a rocket ship, you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get yourself out of bed. What I had to do when I decided that I was going to exercise every single day of my life was I started going to bed in my workout clothes. So I went to bed in a sports bra, a t-shirt, and yoga pants. And that way when I got up in the morning, all I had to do was wash my face, brush my teeth, put my hair in a ponytail, and put on my walking shoes, and I was good to go. But you have to set yourself up for success. You have to set yourself up that way. So if you're thinking, man, I gotta get up in the morning, I gotta get dressed, I gotta go to a gym. No, you don't. Listen, I live out in the country down a gravel driveway. I had every excuse in the book not to go work out. Plus, I wasn't gonna get up in the morning and get my kids ready and go to a gym, or leave my kids and go to a gym. My husband got up at 4:30 in the morning to go to work, so that was not gonna happen. So the only way to do it was to get up and exercise in my yard. And so I still exercise every single day in my yard. That was the trick for me for motivation. And then after you do it for so long, I've been doing it since the summer of 2017, it just became a habit. It absolutely just became a habit. It's easier now for me to get out of the bed when the alarm goes off. In fact, most of the time I'm wide awake at 4:45 before my 5 a.m. alarm goes off, because that's just, my body has gotten accustomed to it. Once you get into a habit, it's easier to do it than it is to not do it. It is easier for me to get out of the bed in the morning and go exercise than it is for me to stay in the bed and toss and turn and toss and turn and toss and turn. It's just become a habit. Y'all have an amazing, amazing day. Remember this, there are no stupid questions. Number one, you are never too old to begin a new life. I got into real estate 6 years ago, which means I was about, 44 years old. And I basically reinvented my whole life because it was going to be an education for the rest of my life. You only have to be 18 years old to get your real estate license. Isn't that crazy? I thought for sure it was 21. It is 18 years old to become a licensed real estate agent, and then you can help people buy and sell real estate. That's all. You just have to be 18. That's the criteria. So listen, if you're thinking about it, give me a call. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Y'all enjoy this gorgeous, gorgeous day. And again, there are no stupid questions. If you have any questions at all, give me a call, message me. I would love to have a conversation with you. Y'all take care.